you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you so much.
The more you give us reason to fight more, the more you continue to gather, because we know that you will gather. We know that you will gather. Mazen Nandekanu told us that they will gather. Even the Bible said that they will gather. But because they are not going to gather in the name of Chukwukabiama, the same way they gather, they will scatter. Every one of them that is gathering against us today, it doesn't matter where they are coming from. Everyone that is gathering against us, both locally and internationally, every one of them will be their doom. Yes, they will. They will. Everybody that is raising a finger against the freedom of the people today, you are going to get equal measure and you get to get a payback in your own lifetime. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter which country you are from. It doesn't matter if you're a Biafran or not a Biafran. As long as you are standing against the will of the people and the freedom of the people, you will pay for it. You will pay dearly for it. You will pay dearly. When we hear in the gospel, the Bible gospel, and we hear they say that the heart of man is evil, and you will be trying to imagine why. The Bible say that the heart of man is evil. You begin to imagine, and you think, why must such be said? But when you see things that are happening today, you see why Bible made that comment, that the heart of man is evil. Today, we saw the Ohanes Ndibo going to protest in Finnish embassy against their own son. Ohanes Ndibo went to the Finnish embassy to protest against their own son, who is fighting for their own freedom, fighting for their own freedom to secure them and keep them safe. Instead of supporting him, they went to his embassy of his country, and they are protesting for his deportation, for his arrest. That is how evil the heart of men are. This same Ohanes Ndibo, they have all been there. They have never gone to the British embassy to request for the release of Mazen Nandekano, whom the court have granted freedom. They never go for that protest. I never knew that Ohanes Ndibo know that elders can equally go for protest. I never knew that the so-called Ohanes Ndibo, they know that elders can also protest. All of a sudden, because of the evil of the heart of a man, today they gathered themselves and they went to the Finnish embassy to protest against somebody who is fighting the right cause, against somebody who is speaking the voice of the Biafran people, against somebody who is demanding Biafrans of their legitimate democratic right. But these same people who are protesting there, we are not able to go and protest in the embassy of the United Kingdom and demand for the release of their son, whom the court have granted freedom. They couldn't do that. They couldn't do that. It was too difficult for them. That is how evil the heart of man is. Now you see what Mazen Nandekano have gone through for more than a decade. You see what Mazen Nandekano has been going through on a decade. When we are here, in the same vein, the World Igbo Congress, who Mazen Nandekano worked with, betrayed Mazen Nandekano when he needed them most. They betrayed him. They sold him out. And the only man that is standing to make sure that Mazen Nandekano is not forgotten in detention, they are fighting him right, left, and center. Everybody wants to showcase his own muscle on Master Simon Ekpa. They want to show how good they can write, how smart they are. But I tell you, they will gather. Certainly they will gather. But because they are not gathering in the name of Chukwukabiama, they will all scatter before your own very eyes. Just watch and see. Just be watching. The evil that men do will live with them. They are going to see it. every atrocity you commit today against Biafra, and you are a Biafran, you will never go unpunished. You are going to face the court of Biafra when the time comes. We are keeping records. The internet never forgets. It doesn't matter whether you delete your information or you delete your video, you don't delete it. The internet never forgets. We keep it for you. Wait for you for the right time. Everybody that is watching me, I remind you once again, if you are not on Twitter, please go and be on Twitter. Follow Master Simon Ekpa on Twitter. That is where the battle is fought. That is where the battle is fought in international ground. Go there and retweet every single tweet that Master Simon Ekpa tweeted. A lot of things is happening, and we will not lose face. We will never, ever, ever lose our guard. Not even for a second, until Biafra comes. Every Biafran that is watching, every one of you know our stance. Our stand remains the same. Nothing can change our position except Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released. Nothing. Nothing on the planet Earth will change our position. And time has run out. Time has run out. It has become very clear that they want to have a face-off. It is clear that they want to have a face-off. And I tell you, the Biafran Liberation Army, they are equal to the task. We are going to apply our self-defense to the teeth. We are going to apply our self-defense without retreat. We will apply our self-defense to every level. I urge every Biafran that is in Biafran land, everyone that is watching, reach out to your families and tell them to be careful, pay attention. Pay attention to everything around them. Obey every instructions. Listen to the words that Master Simon Ekpa speaks. That words he's speaking are the words of Master Nnamdi Kanu. Everything you hear from Master Simon Ekpa is the word of Master Nnamdi Kanu. Every one of you must have seen the memo that Master Nnamdi Kanu sent. You have seen the memo that Master Nnamdi Kanu sent. They've been hiding. They hid it from the Biafran people. Master Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB, sent a memo to those criminals that have been sacked. The sacked criminals, Master Nnamdi Kanu sent a memo for them and gave them a serious warning. Do not respond to anything that Master Simon Ekpa is doing. Don't. Master Nnamdi Kanu gave an express order. Don't respond to anything that Master Simon Ekpa is doing. Don't respond to it. That is a strong statement. He sent a memo, and they have been hiding it. Today, that memo is in the open. A direct order. These are the people who are telling you about command and control. They will come and preach to you command and control. At the same time, every order that the highest command have given, they have disobeyed it. The highest command worked with Master Simon Ekpa hand in hand, very closely. In fact, to many secret places that we don't know about, he went to with Master Simon Ekpa. He didn't stop by telling him to broadcast. He also sent a memo and said, do not respond to anything, it doesn't matter what it is, that Master Simon Ekpa does. Don't respond to it. In clear terms, but they disobeyed that order. They chose to continue to push their propaganda and blackmail because they want to make themselves relevant. It is very clear that they were never fighting for you and I. It's already been about them. Just like the politicians he has in Biafra land, who are fighting for themselves. The same way, that is how they themselves were fighting for themselves. It is only really about them, and about them, not about you. They have never been there for you. They were there for themselves, fighting for their own interests. And today, finally, we have seen it clearer than ever. You must not get distracted. You must not get distracted. Don't allow anybody to distract you. The time that we're in, it's a very terrible time. It's a very terrible time. It is not going to get better until it gets bad. I mean very, very bad, very ugly. And it's going to get very ugly very soon. It is going to get very, very ugly very soon. I'm not telling you this one to make you happy or to make you scared. No, this is the reality. This is the reality of today. Freedom doesn't come cheap. I say it all the time. There's always a sacrifice to make for freedom. And if you know deep down in your heart that you want freedom, prepare yourself to pay the sacrifice. I don't know what the sacrifice will be. I don't know who it's going to be. It might be me. It might be you. I don't know the sacrifice we have to pay. But no matter what the sacrifice is that you and I have to pay, as long as we want freedom, prepare your heart for what is coming. Prepare your mind for what is coming. As I said before, a time will come when you will no longer see us online, talking, shouting, crying, or keeping you awake. A time will come when you will no longer see us online. That time will come. You must have to put to heart every word you're hearing today. Put it to heart. Freedom is not cheap. It's not a handout that you give to people. People fight for it and get it. You need to fight for it and get it. It doesn't matter what the cost is. It doesn't matter the situation. Except you are lying to yourself. But the more you lie yourself, the more you expose yourself to danger. It is very important that every Biafran stay away, because we are trying as much as possible to reduce the collateral damage. As for collateral damage, there will be collateral damage. That is sure. If anybody is telling you that everything is going to be all right, that is a lie. There must be collateral damage. But let me tell you, you can save yourself from that stress. You can actually keep yourself safe at this difficult time. You can be on the safe side if you are paying attention. That is absolutely certain. But if you choose not to pay attention and you choose the other way around, you have yourself to blame. My purpose of coming online on a daily basis is make sure that every Biafran is carried along. It does not give us joy. The autopiloted platform, it doesn't give us joy to lose anybody. It doesn't give us joy to lose anybody in Biafran land, including our visitors and friends. We don't derive joy in losing anybody. We have lost enough people. We have lost enough, and we are not supposed to be losing anymore. That is one of the good reasons why we are doing what we are doing today. The reason why we have decided to defend ourselves, to activate self-defense fully. What you are going to see in Biafran land in days to come. Self-defense. Because if we fold our hands and continue to watch this movie, they are going to take us out, one after the other. If we fold our hands and do nothing, they will take us out, one after the other. The best form of defense today has become that we have to activate everything fully and defend ourselves. And that is what the Biafran Liberation Army are going to do. My brothers and sisters, any place you're watching from, reach out to every rapper. Share this very broadcast to any platform you belong. Share. They try to oppress us, suppress us, and make sure that people don't listen. But I tell you, by your cooperation in sharing, the more you continue to share, they can't stop us. They can't stop us. If we have, even if we have 3 people here, the 3 people share to 3 people, that 3 people will share to another 3 people, that 3 people will share. Before you know it, 1,000 people will get the message. And when 1,000 people get it, 2,000 will get it. When 2,000 get it, 4,000 will get it. That is how the message spreads. That is why when you come to a platform, it is very important that you share in your own platform, in your WhatsApp group, to family and friends, including our enemies. We will not be silent. We will continue to speak. The stage is set. They have unleashed all manner of lies and blackmail against the Biafran people. Today, the same Russia that participated in the murder of the Biafran people today, they are back on the ground to continue to push their lies and propaganda. There is nobody that tells himself the truth. It doesn't matter even if you are Nigerian or not. It doesn't matter where you are. If you are sincere to yourself and you are following the events in Nigeria, you will know the people who are the cause of the problem. You know that the government is the cause of the problem. The very thing you are seeing today, the insecurity you are seeing today, started coming from the time, what do you call him? The late Muhammad Buhari came into power. From that very moment, he laid the foundation for the destruction and disintegration of the Zoltar Republic by his actions, by his words. From then up to now, the Fulanis have gained much ground. They have been emboldened. They get away with everything they do. Look at Benue State. The same idiot who is interviewing a clown, a Fulani clown in Russia. That idiot, that very stupid station, they were there when Benue State was bleeding. Benue State have been bleeding. Life have been lost in Benue State. They cried, the middle belt. They have cried and cried and cried, and they lost tears. I didn't see that very stupid station in Russia coming to interview Oton about the situation of things. We have seen life being lost in southern Canada up to today. Some villages in southern Canada are taken over by these very terrorists, and yet nobody seems to report it. They turn the blind eye to it. They turn the blind eye to it. They have seen how divided the country is. From the very time the late Muhammad Buhari came to power, he divided the country the more. He made sure he created that division the more. And since then till date, the country has been much more divided than ever. And Biafrans, we have been saying it time and time again. We have given them so many opportunities. We have given them so many opportunities to make correction. Just like when Mazen Nandekan called off the no election. Mazen Nandekan called it off and allowed Biafran to participate. But even after calling that off, did he change anything? He never changed the world. Nothing changed. He gave them the opportunity to make a change. They couldn't be able to make any change. And today, when we have come together to demonstrate our democratic rights, one stupid station in Russia is coming out to do the same thing they did in 1967. These are the people that know what the Biafran people are going through. They know what we are passing through. They know the evil and the risk we are in. They see the kind of death that is happening not only in Biafra land, including other part of that zoo. I have never seen them cover it or conduct any documentary about it. All of a sudden, they gain their ground and begin to interview a terrorist. Somebody that came and said that terrorists are their warriors. That was the person they were interviewing in an international television. And he was there opening his mouth to speak against somebody, a human rights activist, in a sane and civilized country, a politician, well known in his country, wherever he is, and protected in his country. He's speaking against it. It is sad. But Biafrans, everybody was wake up. You're welcome, my brother Okara. Thank you so much for joining, my brother.
Yeah, my brother King.
Yeah, it's been a long time. How is work?
My brother, well, thank God. Well, thank God for everything. It has not that easy. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
thank you for joining.
Although I don't watch your live program, but I do share it and I do watch it later on, because the time of my work now make me, I don't come online all the time to do. But I do whenever I have time, I will watch your program. If I didn't watch it on Facebook, I will go to YouTube and watch it. So that is what I normally do. But I follow everything that is going on.
Thank you, my boy.
I just say, let me just chip in, because my time for work is almost time for me to go to work.
Okay, just take your time. Take your time. Just take your time and do what you have to do.
My brother, see, these people, although this is a prophecy fulfilled, because sometimes they can say a time will come, we will not pay them to advertise us in their national TV. And that is exactly what they're doing. I'm not surprised that Krab and Shehu is in Russia TV and national TV talking rubbish. A terrorist calling a Chaco calling another man black. Understand? So I'm not surprised. The only thing that I'm surprised that opportunity come for this man to vindicate himself, which is a man powerless. He foolishly do what we normally know that he's going to do, because a sabo is always a sabo.
Of course.
A betrayer is always a betrayer. You can't see when Jesus was about to be killed, he said that that person that would betray him, that is better for him that is not born. Definitely the person will betray him.
Of course.
And even Judas Iscariot followed, asked him, Master, am I the one? He was there with him. He followed, asked them, am I the one? Ask him, am I the one? So I'm not surprised